Hold on for 1 minute. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, good evening, everyone from the USA, Canada, all over the world, including Long Island, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka The Gregonator, aka YouTuber, aka Host with the Most, and also Rookie Podcaster of Queens, New York. And and this is the 72nd episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. Of course, I do apologize for the delay due to the unexpected rearranging of my room and stuff, which was unexpected, by the way. I do sincerely apologize to everyone that's been listening and for those that's been watching in the YouTube universe. And speaking of the YouTube universe, how about a round of applause for 72 episodes in the books? So check this out. If you are a new listener and a new watcher from the YouTube universe and you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, be sure to grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555 and also tap and enable the notification bell so you could be alerted of when the show goes in the air via live stream, alongside with leaving a like and a comment alongside with the episodes and upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Share the video, tell a friend to another friend, and also share the podcast with audio streaming platforms, which will be discussed at the end of the show with your friends. Okay, so of course, like we do every week, we like to start off with chatting on the jazz right here. So let's give this right here. Okay. Um our first topic is a sad one. This one has to do with a comedian, and his name is Fuquan Johnson. So um basically this is what happened. Um, the Los Angeles property where 3 people died after allegedly taking fentanyl laced cocaine is rented by comedian Kate Quigley. It has been revealed. Okay, fellow comics, Enrico Caligelli, age 48, and Fuquan Johnson, age 42, died alongside their friend Natalie Williamson, age 33, at the home on Friday night after allegedly ingesting the lethal drugs. Quigley, age 39, was also inside the residence and similarly snorted the narcotic. It has been reported she remains in the hospital as of Tuesday morning, but is conscious and has texted at least one friend with an update. Um, Quigley's plush home is located in the Venice neighborhood of LA and is worth a whopping $1.8 million. According to the Sun. A neighbor told the publication, in quote, I saw some people arrive at the home in the afternoon, but all the doors were closed and it wasn't noisy. I found out when I woke up what had happened. Property records show the home last sold for 2012. But the neighbor did not say how long Quigley had rented out the address. Old listings, no, excuse me, old listing photos show how the well-appointed two bedroom home boasts views out onto Venice's famous canal. Um, so Quigley's plush home is of course I already said that. And yes, so let me see. The all right. Comedian Rico, of course, I already read that. Comedian Kate Quigley was found in critical condition, but is expected to recover. She was hosting friends at her rented Venice house, which is reportedly worth a whopping 1.8 million. Okay, the light in the airy property boasts features floor to ceiling windows and a large sun drenched living room. Property records show the home last sold for 2012, but the neighbor did not say how long Quigley had lived at the address. The light and airy property boasts features floor to ceiling windows and a large sun drenched living room. There are additionally outdoor entertainment areas at both the front and the back of the home. It's unclear where exactly in the home Quigley and her pals were partying at the time they ingested the lethal drugs. Neighbors say Quigley has been a pleasure to live beside and are hoping she makes a quick recovery. End quote. No, hold on. I didn't know how I didn't know the people involved but have seen Kate around for the past year. It's such a sad situation, one nearby resident told the Sun. I've heard since being taken to the hospital she is doing well and will make a full recovery. I hope so. Quigley, who dated Hootie and the Blowfish lead singer Darius Rucker for much of 2020, has appeared in several television shows, including The Office, Star Trek, Hidden Frontier, and Goober. Her successful career has no doubt earned her sizable income, allowing her to rent out the pricey Venice home. A neighbor told the publication, I saw some people arrive at the home in the afternoon, but all the doors were closed and it wasn't noisy. Found out when I woke up and what happened. So, okay, Quigley is a successful comedian whose glittering career allows her to rent out the pricey Venice home. So, okay, there are additionally outdoor entertainment areas at both the front and the back of the home. Meanwhile, Cullen Jelly's family have paid tribute to the late comedian, describing his death as a devastating loss that is leaving a hole in their hearts. Enrico was incredibly loved by his entire family and will miss him more than words can describe. Colin Jelly's cousin Maria Spencer told the Sun. She said the comic was not only a smart, talented comedian, but was also a highly skilled carpenter who worked for his family's construction company. Losing Ricky is a true heartbreak and is a devastating loss for his siblings, nieces, and nephews, aunts, uncles, and cousins who have many fond memories of family Sunday dinners, amazing Christmas Eve meals, and other family celebrations that can only be remembered as epic. We love Ricky dearly, and his death is leaving a hole in our hearts. Well, yeah, I just read that. Mm, at, yeah, I just read that. Colin Jelly, and Kate Quigley appear in the photo of Colin Jelly's Instagram. Colin Jelly worked the LA comedy circuit for a number of years, but had recently moved back to his native Massachusetts after the death of his parents. Jack Asadoran Jr., whose parents owned the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood, told The Sun that he will be hosting a memorial for Johnson and Colin Jelly on Thursday to commemorate the two men, both of whom had a heart of gold. Asadorian, age 36, says he had known the pair for more than a decade and at one time lived with them both. They both were the life of the party and would light up the room. You always wanted to be around them, he said. Adding the three would talk or see one another around 6 times a week. We did show we did shows together, toured together, spent holidays together, birthdays and major events, or even it was on Monday, as Dorian added. Johnson was remembered by his friends as a warm, friendly person who would often smile. Quigley on Fuquan in May 2018 in Los Angeles, the pair were known to be friends. Um, Meanwhile, other friends also paid tribute to Johnson. Um, he was one of those bright spots in the community where everybody knew you always knew he was gonna smile at you. You always knew he was gonna say something nice. Comedian and friend Ron G said of Johnson. If any comedian is going through this thing trying to figure out this life and healing, just please make sure you call the Laugh Factory. Tell Jamie and we will get you some help, Ron G added. Investigators believe Colin Jelly, Johnson, Williamson, and Quigley all ingested cocaine laced with fentanyl, a synthetic opioid similar to morphine that is 50 times more potent than heroin, according to TMZ, which first broke the story. I came outside and saw an ambulance and saw fire trucks, and they were putting somebody in the ambulance. Neighbor Kim Bresson told KCAL. Then I walked around to the front and saw three people who did not look well and police inside. Kind of shocked and kind of scary. So, okay. So, so SIP to Fuquan Johnson, Quigley, and many others who passed away. All right. I am going to go lighten things up with um with some stuff. All right. So we're gonna go to okay, we're gonna go to let's go to Bobby Schmurda. All right. So most recently last month, in Bobby Schmurda news, Bobby Schmurda tries fighting fans at MIA after water bottle thrown. Okay, here's the story that's happened. Bobby Schmurda almost came to blows with a fan this weekend, but it wasn't unprovoked. The guy had an object hurled at him and then went after the suspected assailant. The recently prison sprung rapper was caught on video Saturday night at the Made in America Festival in Philly, where he's said to have made appearances throughout but stopped short of performing himself that night. He is, however, scheduled to go on Sunday. Before he could do that, though, he ran into trouble, which required him to be yanked back and dragged away by his team. Of course, watch the clip. It's crazy how close to a brawl he gets. As for why Bobby tried climbing beyond the stage barricade to reach a fan or more, eyewitnesses tell us someone chucked a water bottle at him during Meg Thee Stallion's performance, which sent him into a rage and ended with him brushing shoulders with security. Luckily, one of his guys got a good hold of him and pulled him away from the scene entirely, which is probably best for a BS situation. Remember, the guy's on parole and has to abide by strict conditions. Something tells us fighting might be one of those things that could land him in prison again. So yeah, very risky. Welcome back to society, Bob, where people are unpredictable. Well, I just hope that everything with him doesn't go as far as trying to have him in prison and stuff. So he'll. I hope he'll be fine, man. He'll be fine. So let me see. And speaking of fans, um, we gotta talk about Lil Uzi Vert and that diamond. Okay, fans ripped out my 24 million forehead diamond. Okay, here's the story. Lil Uzi Vert says that the large pink diamonds he had implanted in his forehead got dislodged when he jumped into the crowd at Rolling Loud, but thankfully fiasco averted. The rapper says he had a $24 million rock embedded as a flashy facial implant, claiming he saved up for years for the pink gemstone and wanted it put in his forehead because he was afraid he'd otherwise lose it. According to Little Uzi, the implant wasn't foolproof when he did a stage dive at the Miami Hip Hop Festival and his fans ripped it right out of his forehead. Okay, um, I have to say that's pretty dumb on his part, though, man. Like, why the hell would you put a diamond on your forehead? That's crazy, man. That's crazy right there. The good news, he didn't suffer any serious facial damage and has a barbell piercing in its place. And yes, he still has diamond. Oh boy. Uzi sent an anonymous message about the implant back in February, posting a video of blood seeping around the diamond and claiming he might die if it wasn't properly removed. He actually had it removed this summer, but had it reimplanted for Rolling Loud. Since every celeb is into boxing, our full time complimented Uzi on his boxing skills, which he recently displayed during a training session. Of course, check out those hands. Okay. Um. Okay. Let me just say this though, man. If you wanted to put a diamond on your head, right? You know good and hell and well the shit is going to get ripped off. Why in the hell would you do that? That's kind of crazy to me, man. And I just wish that um I just wish he knew better and actually think about what he's going to do. Um that's just crazy to me, man. You know what I mean? And speaking of which, before I even go to the thing with Drake and the Weeknd, I like to talk about the Wonder Years reboot. So for many of you who may not know about the Wonder Years, it originally came out in 1993. Hold on a second. It actually came out. Yeah, it came out in 1998 and ended in 1993. Um, so that's pretty much what happened. And the cast members is Fred Savage, obviously, Daniel Stein, um, Ari Aryeh Gross, Dan Loria. Of course, there's a whole bunch. I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. Yeah, yeah. Fred Savage, Dan Loria, Ali Mills, Olivia D. Abel, Jason Harvey, Danica McKellar, and Josh Savino, Saviano, and of course narrated by Daniel Stern. Um, so we're going to actually, all right. Let's talk about the reboot for a sec and what's so different about it. So basically, the reboot is basically um it was announced since last year, and it just recently just came out, and I'm actually trying to, because I started watching the show, right? And I was actually curious about this. So we're going to take a look at these casts and basically what's so different about it. So this is the new cast, and this is the all black cast. This is pretty different from the original one that came out in 1980 to 1993. Um, so it stars Alicia E.J. Williams, Dule Hill, Saquon Sangblock, Laura Curry Uki, Amari O'Neal, Julian Lerner, and Mulan Ray. And also the narrator is Don Cheeto. I did take a look at the first episode, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I didn't get a chance to watch it last night because of the whole commotion with the rearranging of my room and stuff. I just didn't. I was not really expecting this, and like I said, I do apologize for the delay and the shuffling of the schedule of the recording. So I'm actually glad to be back. Um, and there you have it. So I'm actually going to, yeah, you know what? Um, so the Wonder Years is set in the late 1960s and takes a nostalgia look at the Williams family, black middle class residents of Montgomery, Alabama, through the point of view of imaginative 12-year-old Dean. Wow. And as for that, I'm gonna leave that for my review on my other show, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. I will do a review on it very soon. Um and the reboot so far overall is pretty good. Um and yeah, it does speak to the whole diversity thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool to recognize diversity as far as like different ethnic backgrounds and stuff other than whites. um you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I gotta give this to the people who decide to make it an all black cast, man. So I will get a chance to check out the other two episodes that I missed. So yeah. Yeah, and speaking of which, I'd like to talk about the whole thing with Drake and the Weeknd. And this is actually good news, actually. So I want to actually get to this. All right. So Drake and the Weeknd college course to be taught at Toronto University. All right. Drake and the Weeknd have been at the center of music nerd debates, but now their respective discographies can be officially studied at college level. Um, Ryerson University in Toronto Canada, Drake and the Weeknd hometown has announced a course titled RTA 950, Deconstructing Drake and the Weeknd, which offers students the opportunity to formally study Aubrey and Abel's record breaking careers. Launching in early 2022, the course will be taught by prolific writer, podcaster, and hip hop scholar Dalton Higgins, who aims to give Drake and the Weeknd their proper academic respect while examining the Toronto hip hop slash R&B scene they both arose from and helped shape. Why Drake and the Weeknd, one might ask? Higgins wrote on Instagram, well, there are great courses out there being taught about numerous rock, folk, and pop stars like Miley Cyrus, Bruce Springsteen, Lady Gaga. So why not The Weeknd and Drizzy? It's time to get our Canadian rap and R&B icons recognized and canonized academically or otherwise. And it is critical for scholars, historians to examine the Toronto music scene that birthed Drake and Weeknd and help create the conditions for them to become mega successful. Drake and the Weeknd aren't the only hip hop and R&B stars to be studied by university students. Kanye West, Outkast, Kendrick Lamar, and Beyonce have also seen their musical and cultural impact turned into college courses in recent years. Elsewhere, hip hop has made its mark on higher education thanks to the efforts of legendary producer Professor Ninth Wonder, who was named a hip hop fellow at Harvard University, the most expensive university ever, which I couldn't really afford to go to. So anyway, Jay-Z, who launched the Rock Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment in New York City last year, and Questlove, who lead the classic albums course at Clive Davis Institute for Recorded Music at NYU, Tisch School of the Arts. Bun B, T.I., and IDK are among the many other rappers who have also taken their talents from their recording booth to the classroom. Wow. I gotta say this is pretty awesome right there, man. So yeah, this is awesome right there, man. I was not expecting two music artists to actually, do this, but for them to actually create something for a university that actually it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope actually. Um and that's what's so fire about this one. Yeah. So congratulations to Drake and the Weeknd for creating a course and being taught at the Toronto University. Okay, we gotta talk about the whole thing with the MTA. All right, this is just crazy, and I'm really having a hard time understanding why they want to go through with the congestion pricing. Uh oh yeah, hold on. Before I even get to the MTA part, let's talk Rotimmi real quick. Hold on. Um Rotimmi apparently is in the reboot of House Party, um, which is pretty cool. Um, Want to see what he says to fans. about the movie. So we're going to actually look into what he says. So we're going to do this right now. Okay. So this was last month. Basically, this is what he says. Rotimmi says, "Fear not, the house party reboot is in good hands with LeBron James, despite the less than stellar reviews of LBJ's take on Space Jam. The singer and power star was cast in the new HP House Party, of course, and he told us he's already shot his scenes. He gave us the lowdown about the vibe on the set and reassured fans of the 1990 cult classic comedy because as he put it, the new cast is filled with a lot of rising stars who set out to prove themselves." Um, so Jacob Lattimore and Tosin Cole are playing the iconic roles of Kid and Play, originally played by the hip hop group Christopher Kid Reed and Christopher Play Martin. Damn, there's two Christophers? Shit. Damn, that might be a good enough question for fans to give the reboot a chance. Of course, some were wary about LeBron's company's Spring Hill producing it, as the news came on the heels of Space Jam: A New Legacy. Not only did LeBron star in that, but Spring Hill also produced it, and even though the movie grossed over $150 million worldwide, um, it was pretty universally ripped. Hmm. That being said, there are signs the House Party reboot set up for success. The film script is penned by Atlanta writers Stephen Glover and Jamal Alori, both Emmy-nominated writers. Stephen is Donald Glover's younger brother. Also, Charles Kidd II, better known as Cobmatic, is making his feature film directorial debut. He directed Lil Nas X's Old Town Road music video, which won the 2019 MTV Video Music Award for Best Direction and the 2020 Grammy for Best Music Video of the Year. All of that coupled with a hungry cast, you can see why Rotimmi's confident they're gonna win over an audience still obsessed with the OG film. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting that he says that and stuff. I know I previously said that there's good reboots and there's bad reboots. With with House Party in this case, they're still working on the film. I'm not sure when that's gonna come out, so this is gonna be like a wait and see. So we're gonna see how Jacob Lattimore and the other actor that's gonna be playing of course Kid and Play. Um this is gonna be a wait and see, folks. So I can't wait to actually see them in action. Hopefully you'll be able to change some minds of other people. Yeah, there's some movies that shouldn't be touched and stuff like that. But look what happened with Candyman. Candyman got fucking remade. And look what happened. It made more money than its budget. And that's crazy. Just like Get Out and just like the other movie that Jordan Peele did. Now, if that can happen, so can the other movies. And I have to really say this is just beyond my thing right here. Um so let's talk. All right, let's talk about talk about the MTA talking congestion pricing, and this is just not really one of those things. And this is the segment of New York Mass Transit Files right here. For those of you who may not know what that is, this is basically about the stories behind the scenes of the MTA, New York City Transit. Of course, Nice Bus. There's the MTA bus, but in this case, this has to do with the MTA New York City Transit talking congestion prices. That's probably gonna piss people off, man. Yeah, for some people who may not know what happened, this is according to what's going on in the New York Post right here. Um, so the MTA hasn't figured out a way to make sure its thousands of unvaccinated employees are getting mandatory weekly COVID-19 tests. Officials said Thursday. Okay, we're gonna really, yeah. Hold on a second, man. The This is crazy, man. Hold on a minute, guys. Okay, this is crazy. Parking tickets. Okay, hold on. That's not it. So let me just get to the thing because this is interesting. I want to actually get to. Yes, here we go. Okay, no fear. MTA missed out on collecting at least 56 million in tolls over 22 months period. So it's highway robbery, and the MTA doesn't even know the culprit. The authority is down at least 56 million thanks to unbillable tolls for which officials cannot find an address to mail the bill, State Comptroller Tom D. Napoli said Thursday. MTA Bridges and Tunnels was unable to send bills for 6 million crossings through the September 2019 to June 2021, leaving millions of dollars uncollected. The comptroller's office said in a letter to the MTA following up on 3-year-old audit into its cashless tolling. A huge chunk of the loss of revenue, 33.9 million, stemmed from the MTA and its vendors not having agreements with the other states' DMVs to access vehicle registration information, particularly for temporary plates. Another 21.8 million went uncollected because license plates were either too dark, too bright, missing a state name, or just missing altogether. Though thousands of transactions worth another $2.9 million went unbilled due to bad image quality. Ex-Governor Andrew Cuomo announced plans to remove toll booths at the MTA's 7 bridges and 2 tunnels in late 2016. The program got underway a few months later. The system's flaws have come into sharp focus in recent months. In September, the MTA Inspector General flagged a transit employee who bragged to co-workers about eluding tolls with an obscured license plate and owed $100,000 in tolls and fines. NYPD has also been forced to crack down on forged paper license plates, which sources said have exploded in use since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019, the Napoli flagged an estimated $2.4 million in unbilled tolls from 2013 to 2017 on the Henry Hudson Bridge, which was the MTA's only cashless crossing prior to Cuomo's announcement. Yeah. The analysis released Thursday indicates that the MTA has likely lost to be exact, hundreds of millions of dollars because it was unable to build drivers. To curb its financial losses, the Napoli recommended the MTA refund its algorithm for selecting the best quality picture. The authority attempted to comply, but the percentage of unbilled transactions actually increased over the 2019 to 2021 review. End quote. No, yeah, end quote. The number of unbilled transactions has increased significantly. Auditor Carmen Maldonado wrote in a letter which was sent to MTA Chairman Jano Lieber on Thursday. In quote, under TBTA's previous toll booth system, these vehicles would have been stopped at the gate, Maldonado wrote. Regardless of the reason for the unbilled transaction, the potential revenue loss needs to be addressed and these trends reversed. The NTA collects 96.7% of the tolls owed to it. Authority spokesman, yes. Spokesman Aaron Donovan said unbillable transactions represented less than 2.5% of MTA's bridges and tunnels, 1.7 billion in revenue last year. MTA cops catch toll invaders daily, he said. MTA Bridges and Tunnels has a multi-faceted toll enforcement strategy that has led to the interdiction of 5,000 vehicles, resulting in the recovery of over 6.1 million in revenue and more than 31,000 summonses being issued for covered or obstructed plates, Donovan said in a statement. Okay, before I keep going with this is what I'm gonna say about this though. Um okay, hold on. This is what I'm gonna say. Highway robbery is right though, man. Yeah, man. Yo, MTA think they slick though, man, to actually nickel and dime people, man. And look look what's happening right now. Then you're talking about congestion pricing for people who drive from I don't know, from Jersey to New York and then and then other places. Like that right there to me, that's just highway robbery right there, man. You know, the one thing I'm actually glad that they're not gonna do, I'm actually glad that they're not going to actually be talking about fare hikes because we're still in a damn pandemic, man. You know what I mean? And it really kind of bothers a lot of people who live in New York, especially myself. And I just feel like, they need to get their shit together. I hate to say this, they need to get their shit together. And as far as the incidents in the train stations, as far as the slashings, as far as people getting pushed to the railroad tracks of oncoming trains, they need to get that shit together with security. They need to get this shit together, man. I'm sorry, but this is just not. It ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna ask for more money when all these incidents has been happening months ago? Like, come on, man. And I'm speaking facts on this shit. And you know what I mean, man. And highway robbery, that's gonna get a lot of people screaming. Yeah, that too, man. I'll be screaming too, though, man. But the crazy ass plan, man, I would have to question. And then I don't know, man. This is crazy, man. And they've been doing that for years, man, nickel and diamond people. And I just feel like their plans is gonna blow up in their face, man. Watch. This just gonna blow up in their face. And I bet you they're gonna have to start from the bottom, man, because that plan of theirs of congestion pricing, um, that needs to be flushed. Want to go down the hole? Oh man. Oh my goodness, man. I just had to get this out though, man. You know what I mean? Um so basically that's basically my point about all this, man. The congestion pricing and stuff, I get that they're trying to make up for the loss of the money that they lost during the pandemic. I get that, but to nickel and dime people with congestion pricing and stuff, which is three times worse than the fare hikes. And speaking of fare hikes and stuff like that, look, hang on a second. Okay, I want to actually there's another story that I want to get to in regards to the MTA. Um, and this is in regards to. Hang on a minute here. I'm sorry. Hold on a sec. This is in regards to. Hold on. Hold on a minute here. Let me just get to the story. I didn't mean to. All right. Yeah, we're going to go to the next story in regards to what the hell's going on here, man, with my damn thing. Yeah. Anyway, there's this story that I wanted to cover, but I don't know what's going on with my tablet. But let's just say a cop has been busted for dodging the tolls. And to me, that's just kind of crazy. And I never would have thought that a, a fucking NYPD cop would actually do this. And I'm not sure how this is gonna really work, but at some point he's gonna owe some money, and that's the other story that I wanted to actually cover. But I have to do a little restart on my tablet. So while I'm letting that restart and stuff, listen, um let me start off by doing, hold on 1 minute here. Okay. All right, we're gonna talk about this because I need to actually, address something. So we're gonna wait for this to load. And here we go. Here we go. So, as I said, this is about a cop um who basically yo, this is crazy, man. I want to read this, man. This is crazy. Um so a detective who racked up um okay, a detective who racked up more than $15,000 in unpaid tolls and fees was busted for driving. his unregistered vehicle in Brooklyn and tried to get out of trouble by flashing his NYPD black badge. Sources said. Did Yosef um Isa was stopped in his Land Rover by bridge and tunnel officers just before 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday after he crossed the Verrazano narrow bridge, where cops spotted the unregistered vehicle, according to an MTA spokesperson. Ooh, oh brother. The New York State DMV has stripped the cop of his registration for persistent toll violations that totaled 1,348,27 in unpaid tolls and 14,100 in fees, the spokesperson said. But Asa, who was assigned to the 70 precinct in Brooklyn, was somewhat arrogant when the bridge and tunnel officers told him they needed to impound his vehicle, MTA sources told the Post. Asa flashed his NYPD badge and tried to talk his way out of the incident, sources said, with one adding, in quote, he gave the cops a story that they needed to extend a courtesy. The officers told the vehicle Asa was given a summons and the plates were removed from the vehicle, which is illegal to drive until he pays off the thousands of dollars in tolls and fees, official said. Wow. Yeah, I'd be screaming out my ass if it was thousands of dollars and stuff like that. If it happened to one of my friends though, man. I mean, yo, and we just spoke about the whole nickel and diamond thing of highway robbery, but this one right here is also another highway robbery, and I'll be screaming too, man. So oh man, what is he thinking? Um Asa said only that everything that you mentioned is inaccurate when told about the story. He claimed it was a mix up with Easy Pass and that he still had his card, but did not deny that he was pulled over Tuesday before hanging it up. The 35-year-old detective who joined the force in 2008 pulled in 148,285 in 2020, city records show. The incident is under internal review, said police spokesman Sergeant Edward Riley. Asa was caught back in 2019 using his cruiser for non-police functions and absent from his post half a dozen times and made inaccurate statements or failed to log his movement in police records. Online disciplinary records show he also was guilty of driving a civilian in his cruiser without permission on 4 occasions and turning on his lights and sirens in 4 instances for no police functions, and the records show. The NYPD docked him 20 vacation days and his time leave balance at the time and forced him to pay $343 in restitution. And so there you have it. Hold on. Okay, listen. Um, I'm actually going to do one more topic though, man, in regards to New York. I'm gonna do one more topic. Um, yeah, we're gonna do one more topic actually. Um, yeah, this is basically all right. Okay. More Long Island Railroad conductors were caught pocketing train tickets after an MTA inspector general probe led to the arrest of one of their colleagues, officials said Thursday. IG and Suffolk County investigators witnessed the 8 conductors neglect to punch customers' tickets or submit those tickets to the LARR, but did not catch them attempting to reuse the pocketed passes, according to a report released Thursday. They were busted after investigators first probed Robert Anderson, 61 of West Islip, and caught him holding onto tickets instead of punching them while on duty. He pled he pleaded guilty July 28th to misdemeanor official misconduct. The 8 other conductors do not face criminal charges. Oh boy. While the OIG did not find that the conductors took these tickets for personal gain, as Anderson did. The report said the OIG found that the conductors violated agency policy designed to protect the agency's revenue and employees from allegations of fraud. The conductors have anywhere from 4 to 23 years with the railroad, the report said. Confronted by investigators, the 8 workers could not explain why they handed some tickets into the agency and while throwing out others. The IG's office said the conductors denied keeping customer tickets for personal gain. IG Carolyn Po- Pocorni, Pocorni. Oh man, Pocorni. God. Recorded no recommended the 8 workers be disciplined as the LARR deems appropriate. An MTA official said the group had all been issued official warning letters in their personal files, which could lead to their penalties down the line. The LARR, the highest performance from its train crew members, and these conductors have been re-instructed about proper ticket collection procedures. MT spokesman Mike Cortez said in a statement, their actions do not represent the high levels of adherence to procedures of the vast majority of the LARR's hardworking employees. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Um, I have to agree with this. Um, okay, what else, man? What else can I talk about here? Hang on. Okay, let me do another topic in regards to the NTA thing, because I'm seeing a whole bunch actually. I'm seeing a whole bunch. So we're going to do. Yeah, this came out this week actually. So MTA, okay, the MTA needs to adjust its service schedules to meet the demands of a rolling 24/7 rush hour that has become dominant in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. City Comptroller Scott Stringer said Sunday. With many white collar workers continuing to work from home, some are or most of the work week ridership patterns have evened out by time and location, according to data crunched by Stringer's office. That means a higher percentage of riders commuting on buses on weekends and in the early hours than before the pandemic. Rush hour is not 9 to 5. Monday to Friday, rush hour is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stringer said during a press conference in Manhattan on Sunday, we need to prioritize where people are and where people are taking mass transit, he said. pointing to data that shows service workers are more likely to live and work outside of Manhattan than white collar workers, 89% of whom work in Manhattan. Uh, end quote. New Yorkers working in these service shift work face to face industries generally do not abide by the standard 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday schedule and will often live and work in the non Manhattan boroughs, the report said. To meet changing commuting patterns and attract more riders back to mass transit. Stringer called on the MTA to run trains and buses every 6 minutes from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the week and 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sundays. Um, and of course, an MTA spokesman responded that the Transportation Authority, in quote, has continued to run more than 90% of subway and bus service for roughly 55% of pre-pandemic customers. We recognize the critical role the MTA plays in recovery of the region's economy and have announced explorations of new fare options while continually providing better service with resources available, said the spokesperson Aaron Donovan. Okay, so that was your segment, New York Mass Transit Files. Um, and I will do this on a frequent basis, and like I previously said before episodes ago, I decided to add mass transit in terms of the MTA, the LA double, because I don't, well, the LA double R, the, of course, there's MTA bus, there's nice bus, of course, which nobody wants to talk about and stuff. So I figured I'd be the person to actually, talk about it sometimes. Um, so so let me just take a drink one more time, and then we will wrap up. All right. All right. So that's gonna do it for episode 72. So listen, you like what you heard in today's episode or any previous episodes whatsoever, please show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. Another way you can make a donation is through Anchor, of course, which I didn't put that in the description because I wanted to actually have you guys put your amount in the Cash App. I didn't add Anchor to the link tree. I took it off previously because I wanted to make sure that you guys are able to um are able to give whatever amount that you can. And like I said, it's not about breaking the bank. It's about doing what you can, and whatever amount that you put, whether it's 99 cents, 4.99, $9.99, whatever amount you put will be appreciated. All right. So um so listen to this. We are going to go to the social media handles. Basically, you can follow the show Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other shows, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast. And be sure to follow me on 17 Live as well, which is G Money Stacks, Queens, New York. That's 17 Live, G Money Stacks, Queens, New York. And also, you can follow my other show, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, which I will be recording next. And also you could follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, as well. That's what NY stands for, folks. So listen, we're gonna go to the streaming platforms on the go. Be sure you follow the show on every streaming platform. That's in the link in the bio, which I will go over right now. So, so the show is on Podorama, Anchor, Audacity, Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn Plus Alexa, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Castbox FM, Listen Notes, Podbay, Podfriend. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating in Podfriend and Podchaser, even though you don't have anything to add to it in the review or whatever. Of course, you can leave a review. You're more than welcome to leave a review on there, whether it's positive or whatever. But anyway, let's keep going on the streaming platforms, which is we are on Reason FM, Google Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast and listen to the episodes on Amazon Music as well as Audible. We are on iHeartRadio, the number one phone app for music, radio, and podcasts. Also, don't forget to listen and stream on the last part is the YouTube. So, what you're gonna do is grab the subscribe button on G Money Stacks 555, where all the Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast episodes is on there. Be sure to enable alerts on when the episode and the show are gonna be on the air via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the topics with the episodes. Be sure to stay tuned for upcoming episodes and previous episodes. Be sure to download your favorite episodes as well, folks. And also be sure to share the videos. Make sure you tell a friend to another friend. Share the podcast along with all your streaming platforms, along with the link in the bio, which is Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 to your friends. That way they'll get an idea on which stream platforms to listen to. You can listen to any other streaming platforms that's listed in the link. So there you go. Look, like I always say at the end of the show, if you have a dream of whatever career field you want to do, and if you would like to create a show and have a podcast like I'm doing right now with 3 shows whatsoever, all you need is a microphone, some headphones, laptop or computer, and of course some not speakers. You can download the Anchor app, and also or you can check out the website anchor.fm to get yourself a head start. And you don't need a fancy studio to actually create episodes of your podcast. Nobody says that a podcast got to be in a recording studio, because if you really think about it, podcasting is not about pleasing the listeners, the audiences, or whatsoever. It's about what you think about the topics with your thoughts, talks, opinions, and facts. And don't let nobody stop you from achieving your goals and dreams. and achievements. And you know what you can do with that success? You can let it speak for itself. You don't have to brag to anybody about this. But I guarantee that you will eat those online flizzies alongside with the hating garbage burgers out there who like to put people down. Of course, you will eat them up in a successful way, Homer Simpson style, like this. And also be sure to reach out to your loved ones alongside of your wives, your husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, your friends, and stuff like that. Um, ye- those individuals might be fine on the outside, but on the inside, they're going through something, whether it's traumatic, whether it's bad hair days, whether it's something mentally going on in the family drama. Um, whatever it is, man, there is no good time to reach out to somebody. You can't put a time frame on things. You know what I mean? You really have to go with your heart, your mind, your soul, and your instincts. Because common sense is not always common, folks. You know what I'm saying? And also be sure you stay safe. Be sure to wash your hands. Be sure to have your water alongside with your Gatorade with electrolytes for energy purposes. Also, be careful out there with the crazy airborne disease that's going on right now. And yeah, I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. Hey, yo, listen. Um, I'm actually gonna let me just do this real quick. See if I actually I didn't even put that yet. So, okay. Yeah, like I said, man, I'd like to say thank you to um like I said, thank you to everybody, especially those who listen on Anchor, who is actually from all over the world, state to state, Long Island, the five boroughs, of course, Cambria Heights, there's Forest Hills, there's all these other areas. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and listen to the episodes. And like I said, if you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, I got your back. So I will inform you on where you can listen and stuff like that because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to inform and I'm here to motivate you with some positivity. So listen, I'm clocking out. I hope you enjoyed this episode 72 in regards to the Run the Years reboot. And I will be able to do a review on both of those shows and my other show, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, which I have to get ready for. So listen, thank you so much for listening, rocking with me. Have a good night. One love.